Okay, next we're going to be covering the eye and its supporting and accessory type structures. We'll go ahead and start with the eyelid. This eyelid portion, the gray area, is all the tarsal plate.
And that's made of some type of cartilage?
Yeah, it's cartilage.
Cartilage?
It's used for support.
Okay.
These are the lacrimal glands right here.
Which secrete 3 different types of tears, or only...
Right, the 3 different types of tears. They come down and across medially. The corners of each eye, this would be the lateral canthus.
When you say the corners, are you...
This would be the corner where they meet, where the upper and lower meet. In the corner of the eye, that's the lateral canthus. And then you have over here where they meet the medial canthuses. The hole right here is the caruncle, thus otherwise known as eye booger producer. It secretes a white, thick liquid that basically traps any type of foreign bodies on the eye. Okay, the next would be the superior and inferior lacrimal puncta, or the punctum. They go into the lacrimal canaliculi, and you also have the canaliculi running into the lacrimal sac. This being the lacrimal sac. If this was joined together, it would then go into lacrimal sac. Once this is all joined together with the nose, it forms the nasolacrimal ducts. Now we'll go on the inside, and the pink portion that you see right here is the conjunctiva. It's the palpebral conjunctiva. The bulbar would be actually on the sclera, the eyeball itself. These areas right here are the tarsal glands. Tarsal glands, and the holes thus right along the edge.
So it's what color is that represented by?
It's kind of an orangish, pink, kind of strange looking color there. But these lines, these are all the glands, right? Okay. The tarsal gland. All right. This muscle right here, when set on the model, this would be the levator palpebrae superioris. Levator palpebrae superioris. And its function is to pull the eyelid back, and the ocular, what is it?
Orbicularis oculi?
Yeah, orbicularis oculi, I was ready to say it right, is what closes the eye. Okay, then we have the superior, the lateral, the inferior, I don't know if you can see in there, and then the medial rectus, and all the rectuses, and their function is to pull it in the direction in which they're so named, lateral, medially, superior, and inferiorly.
Can you dismantle that to show some of those rectuses?
Yeah, I can. Sure can. This would be the lateral.
The lateral rectus?
Lateral rectus. This is the optic nerve. Down here is the inferior rectus.
And it pulls the eye downward, inferiorly.
Right, okay, that didn't come apart. This would be the medial rectus, which pulls it medially. Up here, we have the superior oblique. The superior oblique goes into, let's see if I can turn this up right here. This is the
ligament?
Ligamentous
you rotate
tendon. Ligamentous.
Yeah, you can see it there.
Is that on there?
It's not on there.
It's not on.
Okay. What this does is it acts as a pulley, so that when this superior oblique contracts, it's going to pull the eye down and lateral. You have an inferior oblique underneath the eyeball, and when it contracts, it's going to pull the eye up and laterally. Now the outside portion of the eye is called the sclera. Once you go into the eye, this is also to be called the fibrous tunic. Once inside there, we go to the vascular tunic, which would be the choroid coat. And then inside of the choroid coat would be the nervous tunic, which is the retina.
And there's a division in color.
There's a division in color. We have purple representing the choroid coat, and we have a pinkish orange representing the retina. Inside this area is the vitreous humor, which supports or gives the shape to the retina, pressure against the retina, up against the choroid coat. You have an optic disc or blind spot,
which is the place where the optic nerve is.
Right, the optic nerve attaches.
And also
that's where the retina is cemented at that point. Otherwise, free. It would be free.
The vitreous humor keeps it pressurized, but that's the actual point where it's got some type of glue.
Right.
Is at that disc.
Okay. And right here, this area would be called the macula luteae, or yellow spot, yellow region. The hole in the middle is the Fovea Centralis. The Fovea Centralis, and it has only cones inside that area. Okay, we then have the lens, pretty huge lens. And here we have the ciliary body. We have the iris, which has different types of muscles. You have circular and radial, and then we have the pupil. Okay, it's bilayer. Okay.
Right. The circular and then the
circular and radial. Okay, to reiterate a little bit what I was saying on the eye, this portion right here is the fibrous tunic, which is a sclera. It also involves from this portion around here is the cornea. That all too is included in the fibrous tunic. The next layer you come to is the vascular tunic, which is the choroid coat. It includes the ciliary body and the iris. The next layer you come to is the nervous tunic. The nervous tunic is the retina. Okay, from the retina you see again this portion right here represented as yellow, being the yellow spot is the macula luteae, with the fovea centralis being the hole. Over here is the optic disc or blind spot leading to the optic nerve. This area is cementing the retina, the only area to do that. This area right here is the ciliary body. This yellow portion right here are the ciliary muscles, and you can see there's a pin there, ciliary muscle. Okay, next thing you have is the ligaments, the supporting ligaments, suspensory ligaments that hold in the lens. The lens is missing, but this is where it would lie. The portion from here back is called the posterior cavity. From this portion forward would be the anterior cavity, which is broken into two chambers. The posterior chamber, which would include the area behind the iris, and the anterior chamber being behind or distal to the cornea. What happens is the ciliary body secretes through the ciliary process aqueous humor in behind or in front of, I should say in front of the lens. It passes through the pupil into the anterior cavity. It would then exit using the canal of Schlemm. Canal of Schlemm is this hole up here, and there would be another one down here is also, but not shown.
Those canals encircle the entire
So
eye.
there's two.
And this area right here is the anterior chamber of the anterior cavity.
Right. Is that what I said, or did I mess my wording up there?
You said it passes into the anterior
Chamber
cavity.
of the anterior cavity. Okay.
Right.
Very good. Okay. The iris is made up of two muscles. One would be the circular muscle, the other being a radial muscle.